Could you comment on Carl Anderson's thesis in his book, Toward a Civilization of Love, where he says the answer to our migration problems with the Hispanics coming through Mexico across the border is to have Catholicism lived on both sides of the border. Can you apply distributism as an economic support of a civilization of love?
I'm not familiar with that book, but that's an excellent thesis that you've just offered. Of course, Mexico is a victim of such grinding poverty, corruption, such misuse of resources. You know, Mexico is one of the richest countries in the world. They have natural resources. They have minerals. They have fertile farms and pastures. It should be a wealthy country. And it is a wealthy country for a few wealthy. Okay. Because of the lack of justice, the Mexican worker finds it that it is necessary for him to migrate. And I mean, no one can fault, whatever you feel about immigration, no one can fault the immigrant for doing this. Any one of us, if we were watching our family starve, would do exactly the same thing. So if there were justice in Mexico, the Mexicans would not be coming to the United States. And if there were justice in the United States, we wouldn't need them to come. So I think Carl Anderson's instinct there is absolutely correct. And this high level of immigration is in fact the very measure of a high level of injustice. And it is the inverse measure of our caritas, our love for ourselves and our neighbors.
Last question here.
Can I ask you about the just wage? Two questions about the just wage. One is when in 1870 there was not as many national governments, which often was the way that people gave out health or different kinds of services, and so the wage had a different role because you had all these social services. So maybe the just wage doesn't mean the same thing when you have other mechanisms of gratuity, being a nation together, to do it. And secondly, a very big difference in the just wage concept that Benedict put out, he did not say a man has to have enough money to take care of his wife and child. They said this time, adults, a just wage is one in which the children don't work. He left out the idea that a woman would not work. I thought that was like a very big deal.
That's not a question.
Well, point of order, that wasn't a question.
No, wasn't that a question?
No, I think it is a question. I think it is a question. The I think it was several questions.
They it was a question. Do we have an answer? And that was gratuitous at the end there. All right. But answer what you thought was his question there.
Well, the idea, I think he's pointing out that there may have been a shift here, a subtle shift. I just want to say, on the idea of, the working woman and what we might call feminism or women's freedom, whatever it might be, always a dangerous area to invade. But nevertheless,
we're here to offend. Remember that. We're here to offend.
Yes, yes. I'm looking for the exits. Nevertheless, the major point in here is not, from the standpoint of the just wage, is not whether women can work, it's whether women must work.
Point of order, someone said women do work.
No, they do work, and they do work both in and out in the exchange economy and in the home economy. So yes, they do work. The question is whether they are free to choose, that is, to work in the exchange economy or work in the home economy. Because if they have to work, then it isn't freedom.
Okay, no. I know.
I think she should
Oh,
be
you're
allowed
right.
to speak.
You're right. Point
Let
of
the
order.
woman speak.
Point of order.
I'm at your disposal.
You did not finish the four reasons or the four criteria for the just wage. You only listed the first two. I noticed that too. All right, so the other two criteria for what constitutes a just wage.
You don't have to count to be an economist. It works with calculus, not arithmetic.
Yeah, they were there. They were all four. You just missed them. Okay. We're going to break now. Our final speaker of the afternoon is coming up. We'll have